Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into another edition of the United Spurs of America podcast, hosted live on our very own YouTube channel. With your host, as always, I'm Michael, he's Jacob, and Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen, Brazil and Croatia gave us one of the best and dramatic games of this entire tournament. Brazil is out of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar 2022. Richarlison's dream sadly does come to an end, but Ivan Perisic and Croatia advanced to the semifinals. We're coming to you live following really the full-time whistle. There wasn't really any whistle, though. It was penalty kicks, a very dramatic finish in extra time by both Brazil and Croatia. Jacob, we're already into the quarterfinals, man. The round of 16 is done and dusted. Sadly, the United States are out of the tournament. But nevertheless, man, what a game that we just witnessed, and what a round of 16 as well. A lot of really, really good games in there.
What a game today. Yes,
goodness.
RIP the USA. I think we all kind of felt, you were getting me hyped about USA versus Netherlands. I was thinking there might be
we were going to
some...
do it, man. I thought we were going to do it.
I did think that's something... You had me hyped. I'll say that much. You had me very hyped about it. But I didn't really truly feel like we were strong enough, especially because we don't have Ricardo Pepi. But don't worry, 2026 USA will be back. No matter what you say, no matter what you want, we already qualified for that. Y'all still got to qualify, whoever you are, whoever I'm talking to. So in that front, that's all I'm going to say about USA, just because they're not in the dance anymore. It's unfortunate. But you know what? It was fun while it lasted. We made it out the group. I was very proud of the boys nonetheless. So, vamos, and we go. But, man, today, I told you, as soon as they subbed Richarlison off, I was like, okay, I kind of want Croatia to win now because, honestly, I only saw one Tottenham Hotspur player out there, so that's who I'm pulling for.
Yep.
Heartbreak. It was tough seeing Neymar cry like that. That's always sad, but, it ain't the first time we've seen him cry like that, so... Might not be the last either. We'll see. It was a fun game, though. I had my wife hyped. She was the one who scared the baby today. So that's always fun when I'm not the one who makes the baby cry. So, you know what? All's good in the hood. I'm enjoying this, enjoying being here. How are you doing, Michael?
Dude, I'm still trying to process what just happened because, like I said at the beginning of the stream, man, that was one of the greatest, just endings, performances, games. Just take out the majority of the 90 minutes where Brazil was just absolutely dominating up and down the pitch. They were pressing. They were playing high up. They were really, flowing at times. They just couldn't knack a goal. Croatia didn't have a shot on target for the majority of this game, ladies and gentlemen. And they still managed to come out on top. I had mentioned it at the beginning of the tournament, man, and after the group stage. I don't know why a lot of people before the tournament were sleeping on Croatia. This is one of the most experienced teams in the tournament, and they mentioned it on the broadcast before the game even started. 4 of the starting 11 players had started for Croatia in the World Cup final in 2018 against France. This is an experienced squad. They know how to get business done. And look, man, they outclassed probably the most talented team in the tournament. Brazil are now out. Argentina fans, I saw footage from Fox. They showed Argentina fans' reactions when they found out that Brazil was knocked out of the tournament, and everyone went absolutely nuts. This is a literal tournament changer. The giant, it has been slain by David. Goliath has been slain today, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's what's fun because actually it keeps my predictions still going. And you know how much I like to be right, if I can be at any point. And I think we both pick Argentina, but we said don't sleep on Brazil. It's unfortunate. It doesn't seem like the Richarlison Golden Boot thing is gonna work out this go round. But you know what? He put on a good showing, so I think he gives a lot to look forward to for Brazil, a lot to look forward to for Spurs fans. I'm not surprised that Argentina was a little excited because, obviously that's one of their rivals. they got to feel better playing against Croatia than they do playing against Brazil. Because honestly, before the first 90 minutes of that match, I was starting to think I might be wrong. Brazil, I can see, like, I've had visions of Richarlison holding that World Cup trophy and it being in the hands of Brazil. So it's actually kind of humorous, kind of funny that it didn't. Because, you know, I like a shake up. I like things to get shaken up, flipped on top of their head, flip it and reverse it. Shout out my girl, Missy Elliott. But for me, man, tough for Richarlison, but I'm happy for Perisic. You know what? They got a chip on their shoulder. 2018 ain't been forgotten by them. So I think they're going to put up a fight versus whoever they play, whether it's Netherlands or Argentina, because at this point, I don't even know if Argentina's a sure lock anymore. I don't know what to believe.
No one is anymore. And you look at teams, well, let's just get into it, man. Let's get into the results of the round of 16, because we will be talking about we'll be talking about Argentina, but we will be talking about a team that, Jacob, you've been talking about for the majority of this tournament, and that is Morocco. We'll get into them in a little bit because they had an unreal performance, an unreal result. But first, like we already mentioned, Netherlands and United States. The Netherlands did come out on top. It was a pretty, if I'm being honest, dominant performance from the Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
They just outclassed us. Argentina getting business done against Australia. Although, look, don't let it be forgotten that the Socceroos did put up a valiant effort against the Argentines, but it was too much to be had. Messi and the Argentina squad move on, and they play the Netherlands in less than an hour now. France and Poland. Mbappe scores a brace for France. They move on to the quarterfinals. England, oh my goodness, so dominant. What an unreal performance. Probably their best performance of this tournament, no doubt. They beat Senegal 3-0, and they advanced as well. Harry Kane, man of the match. 2 assists, right? 2 assists again with a goal. So, look, he's been playing absolutely brilliant in the tournament. Although he's not getting as many goals as maybe people had would have liked to have seen if you're a Tottenham fan, he's still putting on an unreal performance. Assists galore for the English squad.
But that's what I was going to say is I think Spurs fans all seen this coming, because this is Harry Kane that we've become accustomed to, which is a masterclass in the assist category. So for me, it was it's nice to be able to root for England, I guess, because they're not in the same group as USA. So, you know, that's fun. I can do that. I just want to real quick say what's up, Bobby K. He's in the chat. We got Talking Ball in the chat. What's up, babies? How you doing?
What's going on?
Talking Ball. Neymar's crying. I guess that means that he's happy about the result. Nick Barry Ranjit says cry more. I guess it's for Richarlison.
Richarlison, yeah. Unfortunate, man. Unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. Big love to you as well. And real quick, while we're running through that, is a good time to always say thank you to our patrons of the channel. You know who you are. Your name's down below. Obviously, Alan Sibley, Reyes Jr., the 2 members of the Soggy Undies Club. Big up yourselves. 10-inch Club, Goguma, Leo Coys, and C. Shearman. Much love to you 3 as well for constantly being a supporter of this channel. Official supporters, Scott M., James George, J. Code, David, Aaron Dub, Jamie, and Jack Kanicki of the Irish Hotspur. So big up yourselves there. Lovers Lane, we got Bobby K, who's in the house, Gina Kim, Tom Marketing, Colin with Talking Ball, and C Cubed. Much loves to all y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I agree, man. England, that was their best performance of the tournament thus far, against a decent Senegal side. Not to take anything away from them. So
hey, I predicted them to advance from the start, man. I knew that they were going to be good going into this, and they were a very good team in that group play. But look, England are on another level right now. The confidence is very high. It was very high going into that game, just because they did finish top of the group. And look, going into this quarterfinal match when they play tomorrow against France, do not underestimate the England side to pull up an upset performance. But yeah,
do you really think France versus England, if England wins, that's the upset? Are they the underdogs on a betting format, or like
France are the defending champions?
Yeah, but they were kind of booty in the Euros, and we were all kind of like their booty cheeks.
I would say France are the favorites.
Yeah,
Mbappe is playing unreal. France are playing unreal right now. I think since Brazil is knocked out right now, I think France is now the best team in the tournament, followed closely behind Argentina and England, and very closely.
Maybe I rate England too highly or something, because honestly, I felt like this is their World Cup to lose.
I love England, man. Like, I love Harry Kane, and
I know you do.
I was rooting for England in the Euros. Dude, this France team right now, they're dangerous, and they're going to be very, very hard to beat tomorrow. Very, very hard. That's
there is some help that they're going to have. They have some injuries on that side. I know that much. For France, England, I think Sterling's going to be back, so they'll probably appreciate that. I don't know if he'll start, because that's
probably won't play.
It's probably a short turnaround.
Yeah, he probably won't play.
But yeah, honestly, I always felt England were the favorites going into this tournament, just because a little bit because of the Euro 2020. Euros. Because of their performance there, I was like, I mean, just looking at their squad, they are so thick with talent from all the top clubs and some of the booty clubs of the Premier League. They're filled with talent.
They're probably the second deepest team in the tournament left right now that Brazil are out.
Yeah.
And sadly, in my opinion, they're playing the deepest squad, who's already out with injuries, and they're still the deepest squad.
They're still fine, yeah, because they got so much talent. And what's crazy is there's still so much talent that they didn't even call up. If you think about it, there's a lot of players that missed their call up. I mean, you could say the same for England though too. With the likes of Tomori not getting called in.
Yeah.
I think there was a couple others, but man, honestly, if England don't win this all, I'd be surprised. I honestly don't want to see it just because of the banter. I don't want to have to shut up and take like all the England fans. It's coming home. I think France will be able to rout England. That depends though. If Harry Kane's on a masterclass performance, he may just take over the match like we saw versus Senegal. We don't know. It remains to be seen. I gotta think though that France are going to come into this pretty hungry. You would say, right? Like, they dominated Poland.
They did. Poland got the only reason Poland scored is because they got a penalty like in the 90th minute. They were going to win 3-0.
Yeah. So you got to. This is going to be a really interesting match tomorrow. Honestly, I thought it was today. I thought it was the 12 p.m. The midday game for us. So I was a little disappointed when I woke up and forgot, or I guess I realized that it was going to be Croatia, Brazil. But man, this is definitely something you want to lick your chops to. Do you have a prediction? What do you think's going to happen
of this game today?
Mm-hmm.
I said Argentina, but the more I think about it, I can definitely see the Netherlands winning. Honestly, you already said it, Jacob. At this point, there is no after what happened today. You don't know what's going to happen. You really don't. Mm-hmm. Morocco can go out and win the World Cup, and I would not be as shocked as obviously at the start of the tournament, just because of how well all of these teams right now that are left in this tournament have been playing so well. I don't know if there was one team that really struggled in the last round. You maybe could have argued Croatia, and then they just beat Brazil.
Yeah.
There is no team right now that you can underestimate, including Morocco. Morocco just beat Spain, man. Spain was one of the deepest teams in the tournament also. They've got talent up and down, and look what they did to Spain.
I've always said Spain was booty cheeks. That's just been my opinion.
Yeah, and then they qualified out of the group.
Barely though. Barely.
But look, one of the teams that was in their group that did end up winning, or that did qualify also, Japan, they ended up getting knocked out by Croatia, and then sadly, Jacob, our son, our father, just everything, our everything was eliminated sadly by Brazil, and that was an ugly, ugly, ugly game. It was 3-0, in the 30th minute or something like that, and yeah, it was pretty much over before it started.
Still love my Sonny though.
We still love Sonny, man. He put on a great performance for his country throughout this World Cup. They qualified out of the group stage because of Sonny. Don't forget that. So,
He's
would have liked to have seen a goal, but you know what? I'll take him being the reason that they qualified.
You know what? Real quick, while we're talking about the man, the myth, the legend that is Youngman Daddy, I've been seeing a lot of hate going around for him already. People saying Bayern are going to come bid 50 mil, and we should take it. I've been hearing
50
that.
mil.
Yeah, I've been seeing that in some.
It's like half of his value.
What the hell's going on, man? Well, when we're talking about selling our best, I would argue our best, second best player, just because they're not thrilled with his performances this season. I don't understand the hate, and they're saying 50 mil for Son. We should take it.
No,
I don't know if they're fucking
that's
trolling, but
half of his value at least.
I say 120 minimum. 120 minimum. Did you tell me Jack Grealish can get sold for 100 mil and Son is supposed to be sold for 50? You fucking out your mind. Big up that Vestal, says happy Friday, my dudes. Nick Collison, they try to go toe to toe with Brazil. Very silly tactics. I do agree.
The defending was absolutely shambolic also. Like, legitimately, that was one of the worst defensive performances of the entire tournament, and it couldn't have come at a worse time for South Korea. Like, even Kim Min-jae was absolutely like donkey dick. You know what I mean?
He was taking an injury though. He got hurt that last match.
Look, it doesn't matter. They were all bad.
Bro,
like,
it was
they
over in the
were all
first 30
bad.
minutes. Yeah, this match was over in the first 30 minutes. That was tough. I hated that. I did not. But I was happy for Richarlison because obviously he had a really classy goal with the bop, 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 little bump, 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 and a little bit of
He had Ronaldo doing the bumpo or whatever.
Bro, he had Tetti, the coach, doing the bump. Everyone's doing. Bro, he has been the sensation. Like, I want to talk about this later. Like the sensation of the World Cup thus far, but it has to be Richarlison, in my opinion, just because he's gone viral. Since the World Cup, he has been the most Googled athlete. And that's of all sports, the most Googled athlete. So fuck you, Dana White, you piece of shit. You stupid ass American. Making other Americans look bad, quite frankly. UFC, Dana White. I hope someone gets this back. Bullshit, bro. He talking about soccer is the worst sport because you don't need the least talented.
Yeah, like the least talented.
You need a goal this big and you can only score once.
He's a part of a sport that the concept is just beating the shit out of each other.
The concept, is just hurt your opponent until they can no longer take the beating,
breathe, or like function.
Here's the thing. His argument was that he's like, this is why it's the least talented, because a 3-year-old can go out there and kick a ball. A 3-year-old can punch his fucking sibling in the face a couple times. You put them in a ring, you can do the same fucking thing. How many kids out there doing karate, and I'm not trying to take anything away from MMA. I'm just trying to draw comparisons. Like, I'm a huge fan of the UFC. I'm a huge fan of mixed martial arts. I've trained a little bit myself. I appreciate it. It's a fucking very difficult thing to master, but so is football. Like, there's no, at any professional level, even if I don't enjoy baseball, not a bit. But here's the thing. To hit that fucking ball when it's flying at you 92 miles an hour and curving and dipping, bro, that's hard to do. And I even made the argument, this is another side note real quick, Michael, about the whole steroid thing in baseball. Bro, steroids ain't going to make you hit that ball. Like, you still got to be accurate to hit that ball. Yeah, you're stronger, but that ball don't get any easier to hit. Anyway, so my point, fuck you, Dana. You're dumb. You need to get a little bit more knowledgeable. You are a worldwide sport. Countries around the world look up to this organization that he's built up over the past 25 years. And honestly, just really disappointed with what he said, because quite frankly, now everyone can jump on and be like, that's how Americans think of the sport. That's why they don't know shit. But anyway, fuck you, Dana. What's up, Phil P? Woo! Woo! USA. Yeah, woo! USA all the way. It's unfortunate. I think we got someone trying to promo off our channel. What?
Yeah, no, take that off.
Yeah, what the fuck? Gank Neymarjr. What's up, man? But anywho, man, I don't even know what we were talking about because I just got really pissed off about
Morocco, Spain. We are moving on to Morocco, Spain.
That's right.
Morocco, dude, this is one that you personally, this was a team that you said was one of the most talented set of just like stars to build around in the tournament, and I had agreed with you. I thought that they were going to make some sort of run. I didn't actually think they were going to get it out of the group, but nevertheless, they're out of the group. They're into the knockouts, and now they are into the quarterfinals after beating Spain on penalty kicks. Dude, this is one of the most exciting teams in the tournament right now. This is probably, what would you say, the last underdog left in the tournament, but they've been great so far in this World Cup.
No, they've definitely been making their nation proud, and I think they've made all the African nations pretty proud with just. I know it was penalties that they did win, but Spain didn't score a single one. That goalkeeper's hands were about the size of a minivan.
Yep.
He was stopping everything. This is going to be a fun game, and I think the only reason I picked Morocco to make it out the group in the beginning was because I really felt like that they just have some really talented ballers on that. Amrabat, a guy that we were all like, man, fuck this dude, don't bring him in. We need to drop the bag. Now we're watching Amrabat. There's about 4 Amrabats out there, and it's like this man's everywhere. And now it sounds like we want him. Honestly, that's a later topic for today or another day. You know, transfers that we want to see, etc. But Morocco, you know, we both love Hakimi. We've had Hakimi wet dreams for about over a year now, and honestly, still fucking want the guy. He's world class.
Or the game-winning
I love
Panenka
his little penguin. What is it? The penguin? I don't know what that. It's great.
Waddle.
But man, I think it's gonna be a good game. I think Morocco-Portugal is going to be a good game, especially if Ronaldo doesn't start. If Ronaldo doesn't start for Portugal, Portugal have a legit chance of facing England in the semifinal. That's my little teaser for my predictions there. But Nick, I did check my WhatsApp, and holy shit, that's hilarious. I'm going to try and get it pulled up. He sent me a tweet, Michael. It's pretty fucking funny. So, big up, Phil P. Happy Friday to yourself as well.
Oh, just want to also shout out this dude from Croatia, this fan, ripping the pen in celebration.
What a G. What a fucking G. Oh my God. Hilarious. My wife was watching. She was like,
how he got that in.
Oh shit, he's ripping it.
That man's probably already getting dragged out of the stadium by security. They've probably gotten word of an unknown substance being used.
You know, security's watching the broadcast. Anytime they show fans, they're watching. They know. Yeah, they know. Nick, I'm gonna pull this up. What he said. Let's see. This tweet. It's funny. It's sad a little bit, but it makes sense in the context of kind of what we were just talking about. Oh no. Oh, there it goes. I thought it got deleted, but it did not. Let's see. Share screen. Stand by, and then here we go. It's. Shout out Nick for this. This is what he sent me in regards to the pigeon dance. You see this, Michael?
That's great. That is great. That is great.
Thank you, Nick.
Man, it goes back to the point that I made. There is just so much class on that pitch today from Croatia. Luka Modric, Ivan Perisic. Even what was it, Petrovic or whoever scored the game-winning goal, or the game-tying goal. You just have what's up, Gina Kim?
What's up, Gina Kim?
Look, you just have so many guys out there that are experienced veterans that just know how to get shit done. If we're just keeping it real.
Mm-hmm.
What a performance from Croatia, man.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've kind of teeter-tottered on this topic, that topic, but that Croatia performance, to gut that out there. Not have a shot on target in 90 minutes, still win the game. Man, you did something right. I think, like you said, it just comes down to the amount of talent that they had and experience. Talent with experience. Like, you know, you could argue USA's got some talent. You could argue some of these other nations that have gone out, they have talent. Senegal, they've got talent. Spain has some talent. There's talent everywhere. But that experience, I think, is what, in these later stages, when you start to see a difference, because they really absorbed pressure, didn't put much on Brazil in their half, except for a couple counterattacks just to keep them honest. But really, it was like watching Brazil just dance around them for a while. But still, 0-0. They didn't let up a goal until stoppage time. You got to be proud of yourself.
Yep. And the Croatian goalkeeper, Dominik Livakovic.
Let's go with Livakovic.
Hey man, look,
Gina agrees.
Getting up there, and I think I'm kind of vibing with what Gina's spitting right here.
Bro, I was a low key like, let's get this Moroccan goalkeeper. I know he's old, but fuck it. This is actually something I did want to talk to you about, and I don't know if now's an appropriate time, or maybe we should do it later on in the show. But if I wanted to get two signing. So just to let you think about it, think about. So the question that I want to ask you, Michael, is what is one player that you would sign as a major overreaction to his performance in the World Cup, and a second player who was undervalued in this World Cup, like who went under the radar, who you want to sign from the World Cup? But maybe we could do that later on in the show.
Do you have 2 players right now?
I do, but I kind of want to
Okay.
sync on it for a little bit.
I mean, if you want to, you can just spit it right now, and I can kind of think about it for a second.
Okay, yeah. My overreaction signing, based on what I've seen in this World Cup, my overreaction signing would be Cody Gakpo. I think that there's a reason he hasn't gotten these major offers yet, because once again, he is in the Eredivisie. Not to take anything away from the Netherlands league there, but not the greatest league in the world, not the second or third greatest league in the world. So there will be a big jump, but he's been fantastic this World Cup. So I think that'd be my overreaction sign. I think he's gonna probably go for a high price just because of the performance he's put on. Maybe like a Man United. I heard Leeds United was in for him as well. That they actually have already approached him, but that he's kind of waiting around for Man United to hit him up. So, that'd be my overreaction signing. And I guess it's not really under the radar because we've all been talking about him and thinking about him, but who I just really want mostly from this World Cup, I want Gvardiol so fucking bad. I want Josko Gvardiol to be a staple at our team. He's 20 years old. He's so fucking good. He's unreal good. If he goes to Chelsea and they get Nkunku, bro, we were kind of chatting about this a little bit offline. Just that would be so fucking disappointing because those are 2 players that could drastically change our squad. And if we could just go out there and just sign them 2 and get another 2 off the books, you get Nkunku in, you get Gvardiol in, you can get rid of Sanchez, and you can get rid of what's the name? That motherfucker there, Brian Hill. You can loan him out because that's what apparently all we're waiting for to get Brian Hill out the door is we need a replacement. Well, you get Nkunku, he can play anywhere up front. He's so talented. He can play even behind Harry Kane, in front of Harry. It don't matter where you put that guy. He can. It's unfortunate that he got injured right before the World Cup. I was looking forward to watching him with France, but Josko Gvardiol, that's my first signing I make in January, if possible, if at all possible. I'm throwing as much as they want.
80,
make an
90,
offer at
100.
80, and we'll go from there.
And you're under the radar player?
Is Xavi Simons under the radar?
Yeah.
He's a little small.
He hasn't been the star of Netherlands or
an
anything.
impactful sub. He's shown me a lot of talent that I think he's been showing for PSV. Again, this goes back to the Eredivisie conversation. He did just move from PSG to PSV Eindhoven. I think that's their name. He's a little talented kid. He's got some talent on him. Obviously, another player I would throw in the runner-up for like the overhyped. I think maybe not overhyped because he's been exceptionally well, but like this is really the first time we see that on a world stage was Jude Bellingham. Interesting to see where he's going to end up, but
Yeah.
those are just a couple players from this World Cup that for me, I'm just like I would like this guy. There's another cat I'm not thinking of right now that I've actually messaged people about, so I'm going to try and see if I could figure out who that was. Who was that? But anyway,
So-
did you get any?
I do. I think I have my players. So, my overreaction. I was going to say Gvardiol, but you guys know how much I've loved Gvardiol and how much I wanted him this past summer. So, I don't know if I could say that's an overreaction because I already knew how good he was. I think my overreaction to just like solely the performance that I'm seeing in the tournament so far is Denzel Dumfries from the Netherlands, who had an absolute masterclass performance against the United States. And just in general in the World Cup, he's been one of the best defenders so far. Plays as right wing back for the Netherlands. He needs to be playing right wing back for Spurs in January. I think that's our number one. That should be our number one target right now is Denzel Dumfries, and then a world class center back like Vardiol or like Bastoni, like a surefire starter at the back. Those should be our first two signings in the summer. No questions asked. My underrated pick. This is the one that I was like
Croatia right back,
about.
nice too.
Yeah, the one I think right now underrated. I was gonna say someone, but I don't know if it would be underrated. You know what I mean? Like how
you
underrated.
Can say it, bro.
Is
Josko's
underrated.
not underrated. Gvardiol's not underrated.
No. I'm not gonna.
So
say
I still had to say it because I need to put it out there in the ethos, and they need to pick up on my vibration and fucking sign this guy. He's so good.
I'll probably say he did grab some headlines because he obviously had the game-winning goal against Mexico. But I'm gonna say Enzo Fernandez, man, a midfielder who looks really, really good for Argentina. He plays for Porto, I think it is, or Benfica, I forget. But he plays in the Portuguese league. A really talented central midfielder. I'm looking at him right now, man, and I'm kind of looking at my chops in terms of a depth piece that can make an actual impact off the bench.
That's a nice little, also a little nugget to look for in this next matchup between the Netherlands, because my under the radar was Xavi Simons. I don't think he's going to start, but you could see him off the bench.
He probably won't start. Yeah,
likely won't start. But Denzel Dumfries, I do like him. There were some question marks around his overall game just because he hasn't been doing well for Inter as of late. But, man, he turned it on for the Netherlands. He dominated USA. Speaking of dominated USA, Alan 10-inch Sibley in the house. What's up from the Soggy Undies Club?
Alan, watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth.
He says, hi, everyone. Who have USA gotten in the quarterfinals?
Don't remind us, man. Don't remind us.
I can't wait for England.
All I'll say is you drew 0-0 to the same team. So if we're losing to the Netherlands, y'all are getting smacked by France.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, bro, we had Tyler Adams locking up Jude Bellingham. What did he do? What did Jude do?
Nothing.
Tim Ream-Job? You can't get past Tim Ream-Job. Yes, he may be old, but guess what? The man bun power is thick. Unfortunately, Netherlands were too class. Alan, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I did predict y'all to lose versus France tomorrow. And I hope I'm right. Because I'm tired of getting bashed because of how strong I went in on USA. And obviously, I never thought we'd make it to the quarterfinals. I thought making it out the group was our goal, and we accomplished that. So I'm very proud of the boys. Rob Belcher, big up, says big up, Jacob and Mike. Hope you're good. Rob, hope you're doing well, my friend. Big ups, thanks for being here. I just kicked this thing over. But man, what's the name of that cat that you said?
For
Enzo Martinez?
Yeah, Enzo Fernandez.
Okay, Enzo
Fernandez. Yeah, man, midfielder to look for. I think a lot of clubs are looking at him now. At least, definitely more closely than they were at the start of the tournament, because he's been putting up some really good performances for Argentina. And like I said, had the game-winning goal against Mexico.
Absolutely. I'm definitely going to be looking out for that person. While we're on the subject of Argentina, my most disappointing players of the tournament so far on the short list for sure is Lautaro Martinez. This is a guy that can't
hit the target.
Bro, he was awful. He was very, very awful as of late. I wonder what's going on there, because that's a very talented player. He's very highly rated amongst a lot of people that whose opinions I respect. So that's interesting to see. Gina Kim's got a question for us. Says, did you guys watch Spurs friendly match this morning? Jed Spence looked pretty good. I thought, I hope Conte will give him some playing time in real games.
I was talking shit to you last night about if we were going to watch the Spurs game, because I was like, dude, honestly, I don't really care. Like, I was just so excited for these World Cup games over the next 2 days. I was like, dude, I couldn't give a flying, you know what, about Tottenham right now. But guess whose ass woke up at 6:30 a.m. in the morning and was tuned in to the Spurs friendly? This guy.
Wait, oh.
This guy.
Yeah.
I did watch some of the game, Gina. We obviously looked good because we were playing Weatherwall or whatever they're.
They're seventh in the Scottish League. Motherwell.
Motherwell, sorry.
7th in Scottish League.
All you need to know is that Doughboy scored 2, and that's really the quality of side that we were playing. But Kulusevski, absolute, stellar performance.
Goal and 2
stellar
assists.
Performance. Goal and 2 assists. Played really, really good. But more importantly, he looks healthy. He did not look limited at all against that side, and he looked very, very, very good. That is what I think is getting me excited before the game. Obviously, before Croatia beat Brazil, but Kulusevski's performance definitely got me excited today. You know, another guy who played today, Jacob, was Tanganga. We hadn't seen Tanganga in a long time. And he started today. He played all right. You know, didn't concede, so it is what it is.
But I mean,
Jed Spence played. He looked pretty good.
Yeah,
but again, it's just there's only so much you can say about like, oh well, he looked good. Like I think now he'll be able to make an impact. But you know, he was playing. What did you say?
Motherwell.
Motherwell. That's right.
I
keep wanting to say Weatherwall.
Weatherwall. No, they wish your mother well. That's all I know about them out there in the Scottish League. But honestly, it's just great to have some Spurs back. That's why I put on the top, because I'm excited. I've been missing my Tottenham Hotspur so bad. Michael, but I did not wake up for this game. Gina Kim, shame on me, but I was planning on watching it back after the noon game when there's no footy going on. I'm going to watch the game in full on Spurs play. Shout out Michael, because I got to watch my boys play, quite frankly. I don't care where it's at. Parking lot, the moon.
Parking lot.
Parking lot of the moon. I'll watch it. Was they're playing someone's backyard when we saw Gareth Bale against Marine. That was fun. So again, just excited that Tottenham's almost back. We're so close to Tottenham returning. I cannot fucking wait. And it's great because we're also building up for January. The window will open and talking about what we're going to do. And I think Gina Kim, this is kind of why I'm tying that into the whole Jed Spence thing. If we're not going to bring in another right back or right wing back into this squad, then you know what? We have to change what's going on at that right. I don't care if it's Doughboy, Emerson, like Jed. We need a change. It can't be fucking Emerson anymore. I'm so done with that. Eric Dyer, same thing. It's done. We have to go and get an actual, like, legit center back. 2 of them, in my opinion. We need 2 of them. But anyway, Jed Spence, I'm all for it. Everything I've seen from him, I've liked it. So Alan Sibley, you knew we were in the quarterfinals. Big up yourself. Bet you'll be tuned in tomorrow. I'm gonna have to text you. I'll be texting you if you ain't doing good. So, Bobby K, big up Jacob. Michael, everyone in the chat, big up Bobby K. And now he's talking shit to Bobby K. He's asking about Canada.
Hey man,
big up David
Clark. We gotta
Clark.
focus on winning a game before getting out of the group.
True. That's true. Scoring some goals. I mean, I know they got 2. Hey, they got their first World Cup goal. So big up Canada. I love Alphonso Davies. That's another person I would sign. Or Tejan Buchanan. Shout out Brian Daigle for that. He plays at Club Bruges right now. He's fucking good too. He's so fast. Love Tejan Buchanan. I'll take any one of that front 3, honestly. Maybe not Jonathan David anymore, because I really want to see Richarlison in that central striker role. I really want to see that. It needs to happen. You see the results of it. He's quite good in that position, so want to see that. Davies injured, Bentancur injured, Son brokenhearted. That last one hurt, David. That last one actually hurt, like inside my bones.
I only brought it up once, so don't get mad at me.
That one hurt, David. I'm not going to lie. The last one. I don't, Bentancur, that sucks. I know he's been having all type of hip issues since we signed him. Davies, whatever.
It is what it is.
I'm glad Sonny's not hurt. Let's see Kane come home uninjured tomorrow after France. Yep. And
Richarlison's uninjured. Richarlison's
coming home uninjured.
He's coming healthy.
So you know what? It all hasn't been bad. I know before the World Cup, there was all this freak out and I want to call it satanic panic about injuries, because it was like very much everyone's like, okay, this World Cup, there's going to be injuries galore and people are going to get fucked up and this and that and the other. And honestly, there's been some injuries, but like, I think we'll be all right. Bentancur, he'll be back. Just in January, right? I think is what I saw. Like he's expected back in January. Davies, we need to sign Gvardiol. That solves that problem. So that's all I gotta say about that. How can a team like Croatia get to the semifinals when they have nothing up
They
front?
have players that know how to get shit done, and they have discipline, something that Tottenham players do not. So they actually know how not to concede. You know, obviously they did concede one, but not being able to let the floodgates open up and have Brazil take advantage of building that momentum was huge. Getting the goal back was huge, obviously. And, you know, look, at the end of the day, you got to have ice in the veins when you're stepping up to the penalty spot, and Croatia players had more.
And it goes back to that well of experience that you're talking about. It's just, at the end of the day, that could be what tips the scales in a game like this. And honestly, I was kind of disappointed in Brazil. They didn't do enough. They didn't show enough. Honestly, my expectations were quite high for them. I wanted to see Argentina, Brazil in the semifinal. That was just my feeling. But you know what? Big up Croatia. Get that Gvardiol cat. I'll even take Croatia's right back and their goalkeeper. Let's make some. I mean, I don't want to. I might be overreacting from World Cup performances, though, Michael. So please rein me in if I do. See, yeah, there we go. Nick says Bentancur will be back for Villa Portsmouth. He's suspended for Brentford. So yeah, great. Don't even put him on the injury. You know, on the injury report. Just say he would play if he could, but he can't because he got that suspension. I think it was accumulation, right?
Yeah. Yellow card.
I love me some Bentancur.
There you go,
Croatian
dude.
center back with the mask was like Zorro. Yeah.
Now you see the light.
Josko Gvardiol.
Everyone's seen the light. Now they're seeing the same light that I saw in the summer.
You were the first one to mention him, and I was like,
Sleep.
okay. You said it in the summer, and I remember I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this guy, and I've been watching, and I've been.
Fucking good, dude.
He's
Like, that's
so
all I gotta
fucking
say about
good.
it. He's just
so
good.
fucking good, bro. Oh my god, and bro, him and Sonny.
And he's got the mask. And
Bro,
he's got
him-
the mask.
Come on, dude, get in. I also like. I don't know if it's
got
like
my dog barking in the back. That's
Bro,
how
he's
much
even-
we're hyped about Vardio.
he's even got the gangsta slice. You know what I'm talking about? In the eyebrow, he's got the gangsta slice. Come on. Speaking of Zorro, though, I did love me some Mask Sonny. Mask Sonny's quite fun, not gonna lie. Yes, Gina Kim Bentancur is very much suspended for Brentford. Accumulated too many yellow cards. Gina Kim also says Sonny looked like Zorro too. I called him Zunny, but then also I heard Sorrow. So like, there's either way it could go. I thought he looked great. I want me some more masked Sonny. I need some photos of Sonny in the mask and the Tottenham kit. That's gonna be fucking sick.
I wonder
God,
how
I'm so
long
ready.
he's gonna have to wear it for. I wonder how long.
I think the minimum for an orbital fracture is 8 weeks. You're supposed to wear it. The minimum is 8 weeks. So that would put him somewhere like mid-January, beginning of February, I believe. If my mathing is mathing, that should be correct. So he's still going to get at least 4 or 5 games where he should have the mask. So imagine the celly through the mask. Come on.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be fucking sick. Anyway, that's just I like the mask. That's just my opinion. Because you get a celebration with the mask unlike any other, i.e. Kane in the North London Derby. That celebration is still one of the coldest, where he just rips the mask off. That's fucking great. David Clark says Kane's only 1 yellow away from a 1-game suspension.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But look, hey, now we know that we have a certain Brazilian number 9 that can play in the middle.
R9.
Everyone's seeing the light, man. Everyone's seeing the light on Vardiol. Everyone's seeing the light on Richarlison. I said it since we signed him, man. I was on the train.
So there's something I did.
I wasn't
text
on
you
it
today.
before, but as soon as we got him, you knew.
Yeah.
You have to admit, Jacob, that like as soon as we signed him, I was all on board. I was on board. I was driving the train.
You were.
I was up there with Bob Spur driving that fucking train. We were putting the coal in the engine. I was thinking of the engine. You know, we were putting the coal in the engine and everything. We were driving. We were letting everyone on board, and now everyone's on board. We're driving. We're happy, and now we're coming back in at the end of December, early January, and we're cooking.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown some great class and quality on his goals that he's gotten. Honestly, his numbers are quite nice for Brazil as far as goals and appearances. Gotta see some of him do that in Spurs. That's just how I feel. Now, to go back to what you were saying, Michael, I am a witness. I am going to attest to the fact that what you're saying is correct. As soon as we signed him, you were fucking hype as hell about him, and I was not. I was very much not happy because we were linked with the 3 Brazilians. We were linked with Jesus, Rafinha, and Richarlison. And out of all those 3, I wanted Rafinha. And I'm going to admit it here right now that after this World Cup that I've seen from Rafinha on the biggest stage.
And for Barcelona, dude. It wasn't good for Barcelona.
He's not been
good. Hasn't been.
He's not been good. He's very one-dimensional. And if he can't get that left foot shot off, he ain't getting a good look at the goal. And we saw that even when they were up and destroying South Korea and still pushing forward for more goals. And they kept giving him the ball because he wanted to get a goal for Brazil. It was very obvious that's what they were doing when they were up immensely. And he was just unable to get it done. And to me, that just shows me that, hey, I was wrong. I'll bite that bull. I was wrong. Rafinha's not better than Richarlison, it looks like, especially based off what I've seen in this World Cup.
Rafinha played terrible in this game also against Croatia. He was one of the worst players on Brazil.
They subbed his ass as quick as they could. He was terrible. And that's the thing. Like, they got so much. They should have put up some goals in regular time. That's just that. And put Croatia to bed. Croatia, they want to drag this out. Getting to extra time was a victory for them. Oh, David Clark. No.
We'll get into the first one. So he says, where was the Brazilian superstars when the penalties were being taken? I think he's referring to the fact that Neymar did not take a single penalty. I think he was the 5th and final penalty kick taker for like that scenario. But he did not take a penalty today, man. You got to feel like he probably should have been the first one instead of Rodrigo, who ended up missing.
Or second or third. I'm fine with putting your best, your most.
They threw Marquinhos before Neymar, bro.
Bro, when he hit the post, he didn't even hit the target. I can hit the post, maybe.
All right, second one. He says, "What about them Washington Commanders? They are on the move, baby." All right, you know what, David Clark? I'll give you a little bit of credit, but I'm only giving you a little bit because this is the amount of chances that you have of beating the Cowboys at the end of the year and making any sort of playoff run. All right, the best team in the NFL right now are the Dallas Cowboys, baby. Dallas Cowboys. We're winning the Super Bowl. I'm saying it right now, officially on the airwaves. Win the Super Bowl.
What I'm going to say about this comment, David Clark, is how about Dan Snyder coming out as the snitch?
Ooh, yeah.
How about that?
That was unfortunate.
Can't wait for him to have to sell the Commanders. That'll be fun. Anywho, the fact that Neymar didn't take a penalty, that's quite atrocious. I understand you want to save him for the last final kick, but when you go second, do you have to submit your order, the order that they kick before you take the kicks? Or is it just like the team agrees and that's the order they take? You're muted or something. It doesn't show you.
I'm sorry. There you go. Wait, what was the question again?
Now you fucked me up. I already forgot it.
Cool.
No, no, the question was, do you have to submit the list?
The team. Yeah. I think you have to submit a list before you even start kicking. Like, you have to have a set like lineup.
Because I'm saying, like, I would call the audible if you could. You'd call the audible.
Like, you think Neymar's coming, but then it's like Marquinhos.
Yeah. Like, you could pull the old switcheroo. They should let that happen. Just let the team decide, and you can figure it out when you're. I don't know. That's the way I see it. But it's interesting because, again, isn't this kind of what happened to England in the shootout that they had? It was like, why didn't you have any of your vets out there taking the penalty? You had like your defenders and a guy who's barely played, and so it's very suspect. But again, I'll repeat what I said at the beginning of the program. I wanted Croatia to win as soon as they sub Richarlison off, because you know what? I don't care about these teams other than the Tottenham players on them. Except for England. I do want England to come home. Send Harry, but no. I need him to go. Unless Dyer wants to pick up a little injury.
Harry Kane lifting that World Cup trophy. That'd be sick. But sadly, I think they're going to lose to France tomorrow. You want to get into the predictions before we wrap this thing up? Because we're T-minus 10 minutes away.
10
from
minutes.
Argentina and Netherlands, ladies and gentlemen. Another really, really good game that we should be seeing on our hands. In 10 minutes. So you want to get into it, man? Predictions for the rest of this quarterfinal? Go ahead. Netherlands or Argentina?
This is so hard because like what just happened.
Yep.
What's been happening.
Never know.
There's a theme going on here, but I'm gonna say Argentina. They're gonna be flying high, knowing Brazil's out. They're gonna be too much for the Netherlands. So sorry to my boys in orange, but this is the end of the line, my friends. But it's gonna be a fun game no matter what. I think Argentina is gonna be just too much. I think what I was texting you about this Brazil match, real quick. To see Neymar get that goal in stoppage time like that, just stop right there for a second. And honestly, it's been great because Messi has stepped up when he needed to. And so it's nice when you're seeing these players stepping up for their nations, these quote unquote GOATs, these fanboy favorites. It's a welcome sight for me to see. It's something that I enjoy seeing. So I think Argentina, Messi is going to step up to the plate. I just have confidence that he's going to be quality. That's my pick there. So it'll be Argentina versus Croatia. And then, it's hard to pick against Croatia at this point because they just took out the Giants. So that one's a tough one. I'll wait for a second on that one. I think France will beat England. So I think the semifinal on the other side of the bracket will be France versus Morocco. I got Morocco edging out Portugal.
Even if Portugal don't start Ronaldo, you still have Morocco winning?
Yeah, man, those Moroccan defenders, that goalkeeper and that midfield, they're fucking thick. And then they got Hakimi and Ziyech on the right. Like they're nice. They're nice. And I think that they're going to have an entire continent on their side. So they're almost playing like a home game, if you will, because Qatar is not that far from Morocco, if I'm not mistaken. So when they play, their fans are there. It's almost like a home game for the Moroccans. So I would love to see an African team lift the fucking World Cup trophy at the end of the day. Not gonna lie, I do want to see Romero, or I was thinking Richarlison, or even Hugo again. I would love to see that. But I see Morocco versus France, and then I see France beating Morocco, and I will pick Argentina. So it'll be Argentina-France final, and Argentina will win it all based off of the boots of Lionel Messi.
I'm gonna go with Argentina over the Netherlands. I just think they're just gonna be a little bit too much for the Dutch. Gonna take Portugal over Morocco just because of how dominant they looked against the Swiss in the last round. And Goncalo, what was his last name? Goncalo Nunez or whoever he was.
Ramos.
Goncalo Ramos. Goncalo Ramos looks like an absolute animal right now for the Portuguese. And then I have Mbappe. And Penpal, and PayPal, and Penpay. I have him scoring a hat trick against England, man. I have him winning tomorrow. France over England, and I think France advance, but I still have Argentina winning it all.
I have a question for you about France real quick. If Giroud or Mbappe score, do they hold each other again like a romantic movie? Because honestly, the similarity.
I think it might be the other way around. This time, like Giroud jumping into Mbappe's arms. I think it's got to be like a full circle moment.
Okay, that'd be great. That'd be great to see, honestly, because I've loved the memes coming out of that. It's been hilarious seeing that. It was a very tender, somber moment between them two that really the whole world gets to share with them. So it's very nice that we were let in on that. David Clark reaffirming what you said, Michael, that the coach has to put the list together and they have to go in the order. They cannot change it. And his prediction for Argentina is 3-1 versus Holland. Alan Sibley's got the opposite, says Netherlands to win, Argentina going home. David Clark says France 2, England 3 after extra time. And he also says, I was impressed about Argentina, not because of Messi, but because they have so many players who run at opponents with ease.
You just gotta finish. I gotta finish.
Lautaro Martinez, what the fuck are you doing, buddy? Lautaro. Bye Portugal. So Alan's got Morocco. Morocco too. David Clark says Hugo will make a crucial error in the game. which will see France knocked out. The Hugo hate,
terrible,
the Sun
man.
hate. Everyone's hating on our
they're
players,
terrible.
but you know what? He does have a World Cup trophy, and you know I would not be opposed to any Tottenham player also lifting that. So it'll be interesting to see.
Only 3 teams remain with Tottenham players now, huh? Oh no, 4, including Croatia. So it's Croatia, Argentina, England, and France, right? We don't have any Dutch, Moroccan, or Portugal players anymore.
No.
So yeah, England, France, or Croatia is the hope to see a Tottenham player lift the trophy this year. But it remains to be seen, man. Any final thoughts?
This game's gonna be fun. I'm so glad that Tottenham is back, kind of. I mean, they're playing. Tottenham players are playing, so there's definitely Tottenham content that'll be coming out soon. The World Cup has been a beautiful ride. My final thought is, I'm just thankful for these patrons. I'm thankful for. We were small today, but you know what? The chat was very mighty, regardless of the numbers. So, you know, I just want to shout out everyone who tuned into the show today. If you watch this live on replay, know that we appreciate you. Any views, likes, if you can, they go a long way to help this channel. And we've seen a little bit of growth over the last couple weeks through this World Cup. So big ups if you're new, big ups if you've been here, big ups if you're a patron member, big up if you just don't even tune in, don't comment, don't do anything, you just watch this shit. Big ups to yourself. Hope you're enjoying the World Cup. And if you're not watching the World Cup, I hope you're enjoying yourself and your family. So my final thought is just keep enjoying it, man. You know, there's a lot of drama, a lot of controversy surrounding this World Cup because of, you know, the hosting nation and worker human rights and etc. And so, you know what? I can respect all that and I acknowledge all that. But this has been a damn fucking entertaining World Cup, full of surprises, full of shocks, full of things that you and I didn't predict and things we did predict. So it's been a hell of a ride and I've been enjoying it. What about you? You got any final thoughts?
Yeah, no, on the road to 500 subscribers. So just want to say thank you to everyone who is subscribed. So yeah, Bobby K said it, almost 500 boys. Yep, we are close. We are approaching the 500
43
mark.
away.
Just want to say thank you to everyone who is subscribed. Like Jacob said, we've seen a lot of growth over the past few weeks since the World Cup has started. So it's all because of you guys. Thank you so much. And just hold your loved ones close, man. Just thankful to be here with you, Jacob, and here to be with the rest of the chat. You guys have been awesome as always. But with that being said, thank you so much for listening to another edition of the United Spurs of America podcast. We'll be back with you hopefully soon. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this next set of games. We have one more today and then 2 more tomorrow before the semifinals commence on Tuesday and Wednesday next week. And then we have the 3rd place and final next weekend. Keep it locked on this channel. Make sure to hit the like, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next week. Have a good one, people. Up the lads. And Jacob?
Come on, you Spurs. We're almost back, baby. Just hang on a little bit longer, and we'll be back with the beautiful Tottenham Hotspur. And Alan, send us England shirts, and I'm sure we'll wear them just for you, buddy. But big up yourself, and come on, you beautiful, beautiful Spurs. I love you so much.
Quiz.